Welcome back to ARP in the morning. Good morning to you guys, man. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. Hope all is well with you guys. I hope you guys are blessed and highly favored. Ready to get the week started off right. Oh my goodness, I got the beard messing with me today. But I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. We got a good show today. Got a couple stories to get into. But before we do that, as always, man, I hope you guys are doing well, man. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. You want to make sure that I got the audio and things of that nature on point before we get kicked off. But I want to show some love to my folks in the chat. Shout out to all my blues. Zephyr K9, B, Brett Montgomery. Who else? I think that's it. If anybody, Nanny, shout out to you as well. I didn't forget about you. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Thank you guys very much. And I want to show some love to a couple of folks real fast before we get going here. Shout out to Eric Plummer for supporting the channel via CashApp. Really, really appreciate you supporting the channel, brother. Thank you very much, man. God bless you. Appreciate your help. Appreciate your support here as well. And there's also a couple people I want to show some love to who supported the channel, who bought a brother a coffee. Shout out to Teresa L. Brennan. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you for buying your brother a coffee. Appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you very much. And there's a few others. You know, one person didn't leave their name, but I do appreciate the support. So if you're watching, thank you very much for supporting the channel and buying your brother a coffee. I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. All right. So appreciate you guys, man. So like I said, let me show some love to my folks in the chat. Shout out to Annie. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, Marla. Hope all is well with you. Soul Driver in the building. Lori Ottison in the building. Y'all make sure y'all listen to Lori Ottison and says, y'all make sure y'all show some love and hit that daggone like button on the way in. Appreciate you, Lori. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. What's going on, Hunter? How you doing this morning, brother? Hope all is well. Now, y'all know Hunter comes through with the Bible verse. He gets us kicked off and gets us started off properly. Today, out of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 3 and 4, says, let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Thank you very much, Hunter. Appreciate that, brother. Shout out to Redefine Queen. Shout out to Renee. What's going on, Malachi? Looks like he's headed to my neck of the woods, although I'm not in PG County, but I'm not too far away from PG County. But be safe out there on the road, brother. Appreciate you. What up, Big Job 4? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Brenda Dupree in the building out of Cali. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Cool Ramon? What's going on, Nelly? What up, LJ? Crowley, Texas in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Hope all is well. Hope you had a good weekend. You know, kept it low key. Appreciate you. What's going on, Angela Montgomery? We got Genevieve Ray. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, sister. What's up, North Memphis? Already in the chat. I see you. I'm not going to get on you today. What's up, John Doe? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Amber Young in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Quincy James? What's going on, man? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here? I think it's is it JSE? I'm not necessarily sure exactly how you pronounce that, but appreciate you pulling up this morning. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Oh, you guys are getting it in. We got Reggie Shade in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Carlene Steinberg out of South Florida. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Jane Cavender, appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Craig Blanton, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Matthew Hatton in the building. What's going on? Ron the Don, what's going on with you? Toy Mafia in the building. Shout out to you. We got Melissa out of Honolulu. Aloha. Good morning, or I guess I should say, maybe good night, because I know it's almost your bedtime out there. What up, Scott? How you doing this morning, brother? What up, Polish Eddie? What up, LS? How you doing this morning, brother? Appreciate you pulling up. We got James Mask in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. James Mask said supported Trump the first time, but I think he has lost his mind this time. Huh, interesting. 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 I don't agree, but hey, it's a free country, man. You got a right to your opinion. All right, who else we got up in here? Shelby Dodd in the building. JJ O'Hara in the building. Okie Angel in the building. What's up, Kiwan? How you doing? It's good to see you. It's been a little bit. I don't think I seen you in a little bit in the chat. But good to see you, man. I hope all is well out there in the A. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Krista Knight in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. We got Rock Transform in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Matthew Hatton, what's going on? Appreciate you pulling up. Moonlight Ace. All right, I see you. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Brett? We got Queen Beehive in the building. What's up, C. Bergie? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. We got Bruce McComber in the building. Shout out to you. Reason My Mood. What's going on with you, brother? Hope all is well up there. All right, Eddie Hammond in the building. Appreciate you. All right, so it looks like everybody can hear me just fine. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right, man, we're going to get things started. Like I said, hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Blues, I'm not sure exactly where we are right now, but we do have 187 people in the building this morning. So, hey, we should definitely have well over 180 likes on the stream thus far. Thank you guys very much. Super chat, super thanks would be greatly appreciated. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. If you'd like to support the channel in another way, obviously, you could buy your brother a coffee, join the ARP family, gift ARP family memberships. We'll make sure that we represent or recognize you guys that do so. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. And what's up, Louise? How's it going this morning? And Spaces, appreciate you pulling up this morning, brother. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. All right, we got some college football kicking off, I believe, this week. So there's some good things, man. Football season is here. Happy about that, man. We got some good things happening all across the country. You got a lot of folks up in arms, about what's happening. But, hey, it needs to happen. Needs to happen. I'm glad to hear that, Louise. I'm glad all is well with you. North member said Baltimore Ravens and Falcons had, did you lose a bet? I guess I got to explain it to you. Okay. I have two teams. I live in Baltimore, and I've been rocking with the Ravens for a little minute. But my team for a long time, was and has been for a long time was the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up down there. I just don't live there, So I rep both. So I rep the Falcons and I rep the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all have been watching the channel for a while, so y'all know. But, just to make sure I can, give North Memphis, an explanation. What's going on, Di? How's it going? Looks like Reggie, UGA. Now, when it comes to college, I like Georgia, and I actually root for Georgia when they're not playing against the University of Tennessee Vols. I am a Vols fan through and through. My uncle played for the Vols back in the Johnny Majors days. I am a Vols fan. I was born at UT Hospital back in the day. But so I do like UGA unless they're playing the Vols, and then I'm rooting for that orange. You know what I'm saying? And I don't watch basketball like that. So I used to be a Hawks fan, but ever since I kind of gave up on the Hawks. When the Hawks traded Dominique Wilkins for Danny Manning, you know what I'm saying? When the Hawks traded Dominique Wilkins for Danny Manning, this is back in the 90s, for those of y'all that know, I've been done with those dudes, man. I try, I just can't. And I don't watch the NBA. I think the NBA is trash now. There was a time I really was a big basketball fan, but I can't watch the NBA. The NBA is trash. NBA is garbage. But let's get the show started, man. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Share the stream, and let's get into it, man.
2 weeks into President Trump's crime crackdown in the district, and violent crime numbers are trending down.
And it comes as the president sends even more National Guardsmen and federal agents into city streets with a focus on violent crime and immigration enforcement.
The DOJ touting new numbers, saying that more than 700 arrests have been made since the start of the crackdown.
We head out live to 14th and U Street in Northwest, where federal law enforcement were out earlier today. That's where we find our Randy Bass, who saw them in action. Hey, Randy.
Yes, multiple federal agents were out here conducting immigration enforcement earlier today, and the presence of federal law enforcement is really being felt around the district, and it could be working to deter violent crime. The city hasn't reported a homicide in almost 10 days.
That's wild. First time in like 35 years that's been the case. Think about that. First time in about 35 years that has been the case. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Goodness gracious. Let me pull that down. All right. We got to get into it, man. We got to get into it. And I did not mean to pull that back up. Hold up. No, 1 second here. There we go. We got to get into it because to me, none of what we're seeing in Washington, D.C. Is happening in isolation. It's just not. These events, they're connected. And the dots, they got to be looked at together. And right now, the National Guard, they're being sent into the Capitol from states like Tennessee and South Carolina. Now, you guys know Tennessee is known to be the volunteer state. You know what I'm saying? So, when I saw that, I was like, it doesn't even surprise me that Tennessee was like, hey, we'll send you some folks. You know what I'm saying? Because they're known for being the volunteer state. They got Guard folks from South Carolina. And while the mainstream media is framing this as controversial, the truth is the crime problem in D.C., it has become entirely too big to ignore. Now, mind you, D.C. is a small place. It's not a big city. It's not like a Chicago, a New York, or L.A. This is a very small city. Everybody's on top of each other in D.C. Everybody's on top of each other. So you can't really just isolate the quote unquote not so great areas, and think that the people aren't going to bleed out into other facets of the city. You just can't do it like, some places can. DC is just entirely too daggone small for that. But for years, liberal leadership, they have let the city just spiral into chaos out there, man. And the president, he's decided that enough is enough. And there's a lot of people in DC. I've covered it on this channel, all last week. There's a lot of people in DC that appreciate what is happening. They appreciate it. And the president, he stated that, hey, he is going to crack down on crime where local leaders have failed. And of course, you got Democrats and the media. They're all crying foul, claiming that this is, this dystopian and racist. That's where they were going to go with it. But I mean, let's just look at the results, man. Let's look at the results rather than the spin, because here's the reality. The crackdown is working. Local reporters have admitted it themselves, even if it was reluctant. They had some reluctancy, right? They reluctantly put out the information. They didn't want to share that it's working, that it's real, but they don't have a choice. Since the National Guard hit ground in D.C., they have gone the first week in 35 years without a single homicide. 35 years. 3.5 decades. I mean, that is huge for a city that's been plagued by, one of the highest homicide rates in the country. It's not the highest, but it's definitely, on that top 10 list, and it has been for quite some time. On top of that, carjackings are down 83%. Robberies have fallen nearly 50%. Car thefts are down 21%. And overall violent crime has dropped 22% across the board. Now, you have critics out there saying that, you got critics out there, saying that, hey, this is over policing. This is over policing. This is too much policing. That it's targeting minority communities. That's what the critics say. I mean, but Hey, man, something's got to shake. Something has to be done.
Chris, to be honest with you, I'm trying to hold my temper. I'm trying to hold my temper. I think there's an ongoing argument that he's having in his head with Black Lives Matter. There's an ongoing argument that he's
Black Lives Matter is a trash organization.
having with the questions around criminal justice reform and police reform. It's interesting that he really doesn't really care about what's actually happening in D.C. on a certain level, because he's not trying to get at the underlying root causes. He's not looking at examples of how to address rising crime rates that doesn't require a form of policing that leads to increased incarcerality and the like. Let's look at what's going on in Baltimore. Let's look at what's happening actually in places like Baltimore and Chicago, right? So part of what we have to do is to
most people don't want to talk about it because, you know, Baltimore, the crime, so they say, is coming down, but they don't have as many people as they once had. Baltimore, once upon a time, had about 1 million people living in it. Over 400,000, 450,000 people have decided that the city isn't worth living in anymore. Right now, Baltimore City only has about 595,000 people that live in the city right now, because people have decided that, nah, you can't live here. It's unsafe. A lot of companies that used to be down there, they're not there anymore. So, this particular character, man, they're so disingenuous, man.
Understand. And Oakland, we have to understand this, Chris, within the context of Donald Trump's racial politics and within the context of his effort to get Epstein off the front pages. I understand David's point, but when we try to treat this as a rational response, then we lose sight of the actual politics that's being played here. And he's actually trying to give his base red meat to get them off of the Epstein story, and it's on the backs of citizens in Washington, D.C. He's going to undermine the democratic process in the district.
You just can't trust people like this, man. Shout out to LJ with the $2 super chat. Says, ninjas love their victimization and lawlessness. Lord, have mercy. Thank you, LJ, for the $2 super chat. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. This freaking guy's a character, man. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is he doing it because he's racist? Or is it a distraction from the Epstein list? Which one it is? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. And of course, the reality is neither, because none of it is true. When law enforcement steps in to arrest people committing crimes, regardless of skin color, communities become safer. That's not oppression. That's what you would call justice. People who live in DC and the people who visit from across the country and those that visit from outside of the country, they deserve to be able to walk the streets of the nation's capital without fear. They deserve to be able to do that. That's what they want, man. They want to feel safe. And according to the people who actually live in DC, they don't really care that Trump deployed the National Guard. It's actually quite the opposite. Many people are actually cheering this on because they live there. I don't know how many of you guys have actually caught the metro in DC. Man, when I used to catch the metro on a day-to-day basis for work back in the day. This was a while back. And I strategically would sit in certain places, and I normally wouldn't have my phone out. I'd be reading a book because I know they're not going to snatch this book. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen people get tablets taken. I've seen people get their phones taken. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it, especially if you sit in those seats right there at the door. You know, where the doors slide open, there's normally 2 seats right there at the door on both sides. Sit there at your own peril. You better just sit there and not have your phone or your tablet out, because it makes it really easy for these youngins to snatch they'll wait, plot. As soon as the train is about to stop, they'll time it, door open, snatch your phone and gone. Most of the time it would happen and people didn't even know who took the phone. They're asking, did y'all see who did that? Because they were so engulfed in that technology, man. There's certain places that you just shouldn't walk around, you know what I'm saying, with your face in your phone. DC, one of them. Baltimore's another. There's a multitude of cities out there like that. You're a target when you do that. But listen to this young lady out of DC.
Be saying this on the internet, but as someone who lives in DC, people in DC do not really care that Trump deployed the National Guard. Most people are quiet or like, or are literally like, thank God. The only people I've seen outraged are people from other states. People in DC, quiet. I worked in a local election a few months ago. Mind you, this is a place that voted 90% for Kamala, and by far the biggest issue for people was crime. People didn't care about anything else. People were going ham. I went to so many forums and people were like, what are you gonna do about these badass kids? Lock them up and throw away the key. My personal favorite was, if they wanna play with guns so much, send them to fucking Afghanistan. A lot of you probably are sitting there thinking a few different things. Number one, you're probably thinking is, oh, this is what the problem with gentrifiers is, like white people move to a city and complain about crime. No, the district I was working on was a primarily Black district, like 80%. And no, I cannot speak for all of DC, but the group I am noticing this with is not a monolith. And when I noticed this, I even hit up some local politicians I know to make sure I wasn't tripping. I was like, wait, is it just me or does no one care? They're like, our constituents are happy. Mind you, like, I was born and raised here. Like, somebody was unalived on my front lawn when I was a child, and now the house is worth $1.4 million. And these are people who are just like that. Like, these are residents who are fucking tired. And don't mistake this video as me saying I'm for what he's doing. Again, everyone in my circle is extremely liberal. So a big thing I did on that political campaign was crime stats, and they were staggering, they were frightening. And I know MSNBC was fact-checking Trump, and they said that crime was down 30%. That is a little deceitful. Violent crime is down 30%, and they're only counting homicide as violent crime, and I've never seen anyone do that. Like, that is deceitful. And this is not me saying like, oh, they are justified, but it's more so like the numbers are deceitful. Like, I'm not scared of getting shot. I'm scared of them taking away my jacket. Like, I have a Canada Goose from literally 2014, and my friend's like, nobody wants to steal your 2014 Canada Goose. I'm like, they will. But yeah, no. FBI data, which they're using, is broken down into violent crime and property crime. And they're like assault, battery, homicides, robberies, and one more, or like, I don't even know if robberies are violent crime. They are only including homicides. Nobody here is scared of getting shot. And the thing is, even if homicides are down, the fear of being like assaulted, robbed, carjacked is still in your mind daily when you go into DC. It doesn't matter. Like, I know in the election, a big thing people were saying, like in the local election, like, it doesn't matter if crime is down if people don't feel safe. And people don't feel safe in DC right now. And
Now, North Memphis, you a mess. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Patriotic Booger. Goodness, with the $2 super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Steve Berry, I'm with you. I don't want to be shot either. You know, but hey, this young lady, as you probably heard, she is a liberal DC election worker. Hey. And it just shows you how out of touch the media really is. It really does, because this is super liberal. You guys got to understand, DC is like 90% liberal. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that live there, that work there, they're all liberals, all of them. And they're going to continue to vote in that way, even though those policies, they don't actually suit them. But they're going to continue doing it because that's just who they are in DC. It's crazy to me. But you got people out here willing to, scramble. They're scrambling right now to spin Trump's success into something negative. They're calling him a dictator for walking the streets with law enforcement, or pushing the idea that some of this, racist is a racist plot against Black mayors and communities. But that's not even the truth, man. The facts are this, man. If crime is dropping, if lives are being saved, why would anyone oppose this? Seriously. Why would anyone oppose not having a homicide for the first time in 35 years in the city, in the district of all places? Why wouldn't anybody be excited about that? And why aren't the police, the mayor of DC, why aren't they embarrassed that it took for the president to come in here and say, nah, man, we're doing something different? Why aren't they embarrassed? These people have no shame. They have no shame. But it turns out, hey, you got the outside of the usual suspects on the left and a handful of media propagandists, that people aren't against it, because They know it works. They know it works. It not only it works, it's actually working, and we can see it. And now, hey, other cities may be next. Other cities may be next. Hold up a second. I need to look at something real quick. One second. Trump about to go in on daggone Brandon Johnson.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent, and we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this, and it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one, but they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York, and we're going to help with. And I think really, I think a lot of these people that you see on television, they are, including the people in this audience, they'll say bad things about me, and then they'll say, thank God he's here, because half of them got mugged, and they don't want to get mugged again. But they're, you know, they work for stupid people that are radical left, and they're made to do things and say things that they don't want to be saying. But the people right here are all happy because you're not going to be mugged in Washington, D.C. anymore.
Hey, leave it to the president, man, to just give it to you straight, right? So yeah, Chicago could be next. Chicago could be next. And there's a lot of people out in the Chi that want to see it happen. Now, out in Chicago, you got Mayor Brandon Johnson. You know, he's already sounded an alarm, you know, after President Trump made it clear that the National Guard troops could be deployed soon. Yeah. Brandon Johnson is something else, man. He really is. He is something else. Come on now.
And has spent hundreds of millions of dollars to arrest 9 people in D.C. You know, that clearly he's demonstrated that he doesn't have a level of consciousness to understand what it takes to run cities, not to mention an entire country. And so, you know, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people in this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I work every single day to protect the people of this city. Look, the city of
So the city of Chicago is planning to sue the administration for cracking down on crime. He's planning to sue the administration for cracking down on crime. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up, man. The backlash in Chicago, it was immediate. You had a woman in Chicago who was recently carjacked, had her arm broken in the process, posted online that even after becoming a victim of a carjacking, she still doesn't want the National Guard there. She still doesn't want the National Guard there. You know, these people are sick, man. They really are. Look at this lady. I talked about this yesterday. She's like, yeah, I know I got carjacked and they broke my arm, but hey, I'm not interested, you know, in any additional help. Just let things stay exactly the way they are. These people are crazy, man. These people are crazy. You got liberal leaders, liberal leaders, you know, they just keep proving how out of touch they are, man. You know, out in Chicago, you got Mayor Brandon Johnson. He claimed that guard troops don't have arrest powers and accuses Trump of provoking violence. Meanwhile, police brag that the crime is down, but the reality is that there are over 250 homicides already in Chicago in 2025. 250. And sure, that is a drop from 30% or 30% drop from last year, but still 250 homicides. And the year isn't even over with yet. The year isn't over with yet. We still, what do we got? We still got what, 5 months of the year left? Is that right? 4 months of the year left. We might as well just say we're in September. So, they're bragging about the 30% drop from last year, but who knows what will happen? I mean, Labor Day weekend is coming up, and y'all know how Chicago gets down on the holiday weekends. It goes down on the holiday weekends, in Chicago. So hopefully the president, man, they can get out there prior to this weekend to keep things safe, because y'all know Memorial weekend, 4th of July weekend, Juneteenth weekend, Labor Day weekend. Every time there's a long holiday, it's crazy up there. It is crazy. Every time it's a long holiday, man, you always hear, oh man, Memorial weekend, 50, 55 people. I think, what was it in July? 4th of July, I think, was it 55 people shot? Something along those lines. I might be off on the numbers, but I'm sure I'm not off that much. So they say that it's a 30% drop from last year, but nobody living there feels safer. Nobody living there feels safer. Because what we do know is that stats, they get recategorized to make the city look better on paper. But the truth is brutal, man. Black residents are 22 times more likely to be killed by gun violence than whites in the city of Chicago. These aren't just numbers, man. There are kids growing up on trauma blocks, watching their cousins and brothers, and family members kill each other. Residents know it. And many are now openly calling for the president to come send federal help, because it's not just, and the thing is that it's not just Chicago. It's not just Chicago. Baltimore City could be next. Yet, the governor out here, Wes Moore, he has the nerve to call it one of the safest cities in America. You can't make this stuff up, man. You cannot make this stuff up, man. The governor called Baltimore City one of the safest cities in America. I don't know what type of stuff he's smoking on. Y'all know marijuana is legal here, in the state of Maryland. So he may be on some of that good. He may be.
We have now seen in just 2.5 years is that impatience delivers results. Together, in just our time, we have now cut the number of vacant homes in Baltimore by half. Together, we have broken the back of violent crime, and the last time the homicide rate was this low in Baltimore City, I was not born yet. Together, we can count on us screaming O's at Camden Yards for 30 more years, and I guarantee you, over the next 30 more years, we will have a better season than we're having this year, but the Baltimore Orioles will be in Baltimore for the next 30 years.
Man, they got entire blocks in Baltimore City that are abandoned. Now, I do agree with them, when it comes to the city, because they were selling houses for $1. You could buy a row home in Baltimore City for $1. I think you can still buy one for $1 right now, as long as you are willing to, rehab the house. You got to be willing to do that. You can't just buy it and sit on it. You got to buy it and rehab it, but they were selling them for $1. Now, and that was if you lived in the city. If you were from outside the city, you could buy them. I think they were selling them for like maybe $1,000 or something like that. But the thing is that a lot of these houses, they have been bought, they have been rehabbed in places that aren't safe, and they look nice. They do look nice, but you can't step outside. So a lot of these houses, they're for sale right now because investors, they went in there and they were able to buy a house for $1, or outside folks were able to buy one for $1,000. And yeah, they've invested the money, and they've been on the market now for, I don't know, 60 days, 70 days, some cases 100 days, because you can't sell them. And they're not expensive homes either. They look nice. If you look up Baltimore City, and you look up the row homes out there, most of Baltimore City are going to be row homes. There are some detaches, but most of them are going to be row homes. You can look them up, man. You can buy a home in Baltimore City right now for under $200,000. That's nice. It's been completely gutted, completely rehabbed, the whole nine. It's going to be nice. It's just the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to have your kids outside and let them play. You might not be able to walk up and down the street. I'm just saying. So, but I mean, it could be prime. It's prime. A lot of the places, man, are prime real estate. I know there's a community. It's called Pigtown. There's a lot of homes out there that's been rehabbed. They're not selling for super cheap. I'm sorry. They're not super expensive, and they're literally walking distance to both stadiums, the casino, the Top Golf. They're walking distance, but they're pretty dangerous places, man. Yeah, it's called Pigtown. Baltimore City has a lot of these neighborhoods, and they have some pretty weird names or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's called Pigtown. It's right. I'm talking about you could walk to the stadium. You could walk to M&T. You could walk to Camden Yards. And if you guys know anything about Baltimore, all of that stuff is like right there on the same street. So both stadiums, the casino, and the Top Golf, they're basically all on the same street. You could walk to all of it, or quick Uber ride, one of the two. But it's right there. But I'm not sure what planet Governor Moore, or Mayor Scott, I don't know what planet they're living on, but there is definitely still a crime crisis in Baltimore City. There was a youngin' that just, got shot, I don't know, not too long ago for trying to trying to carjack a person. You know what I'm saying? And the man defended himself. Now, of course, you had a lot of folks out there up in arms saying the man didn't have to shoot him, so forth and so on. But come on, man, stop it. That bothers me when you hear that type of stuff, man. Bothers me. Leslie, yeah, you'll be fine going to the Ravens game on the 12th. Is that the Browns game? I'll be at that. I think if that's the Browns game, I'll be there as well. But yeah, you're gonna be safe. You'll be safe. Typically, there's tons of police out when they have the games and stuff like that. As long as you stay right around like where the stadium is, on that side of things, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I wouldn't necessarily suggest, I don't know where you're staying at. I wouldn't necessarily suggest getting a hotel in the city. You could probably, find one of the hotels out near the airport. BWI airport is not in the city. It's actually in the county. But you could do that and then just catch a Uber or catch the light rail, or something along those lines into the city to go watch the game and, get up out of there. But yeah, I don't know what these dudes are thinking. I really don't. Yeah. Now, I guess they're hoping because there's not a lot of people that actually live in the city that, hey, those folks aren't going to refute it. They're not going to refute what they're saying. But federal officials have confirmed ICE and DHS are stepping in with new agents to back up local law enforcement at this point. This city has been long ranked among the most deadliest cities in America. And meanwhile, you got Chicago's mayor calls Trump an authoritarian for even suggesting federal help, while Baltimore braces for a showdown between ICE, judges, activists who are protecting criminal illegal aliens out here. Baltimore City is a sanctuary city as well. So that's another issue. That is another issue. And of course, the left's go-to line, it's racism. It's got to be racist. He's policing black neighborhoods. It's got to be racist. But policing black neighborhoods, it's not racist, man. It's protecting the overwhelmingly majority of the law-abiding citizens who want safety. There's a lot of people that live in these cities, you know what I'm saying, that are good people that live in these areas. They're good people, man. They're being held hostage by a small subset of people, man. It's a small subset of people that are keeping these people hostage in their own communities. I mean, it's crazy. Overwhelmingly majority of law-abiding citizens, man, they want to be safe and they should be safe in their communities, man. They're the ones asking for President Trump's help, not the politicians hiding in gated mansions. Y'all know Mayor Scott don't live in any of those neighborhoods. The governor, Annapolis, is maybe 30 minutes from Baltimore. So you know Governor Moore, he ain't really in Baltimore like that. And when he is there, you know, he's got his security. Y'all know that. For decades, man, Democrats, they've coddled criminals. They've demonized the cops and promised that investment, not enforcement, was the answer. But the results are plain as day. Chicago, Baltimore, Memphis, St. Louis, Oakland, Detroit, they're all drowning in violence after years of one-party rule. One-party rule. And so the real question is this, man? Is Washington overstepping or finally stepping in where the local leaders fail? Supporters say it's about saving lives. Critics call it abuse of power. But here's the bottom line. The numbers don't lie. People are dying and communities are demanding action. And the thing is that these places that aren't safe, not only are people dying, but businesses are moving. No one wants to own and operate a business in a place where they could possibly be robbed or worse. No one wants to operate a business in a place where, you know what I'm saying, they're going to come through and they're just going to rob it blind. People aren't in the business of opening up businesses to lose money. The numbers don't lie, man. Places where crime is high, there's a lack of businesses. I just seen something the other day where some dudes, you know, they went and ran into a Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Shout out to LJ with the $2 super chat. Says sassy news anchors resting smooch face. Yeah. Well, you know, that's that MS No One's Watching. Yeah, they got a bunch of them. I think that's like a prerequisite to be on that show or to be on that channel over there. Shout out to is it Gregorio? Ooh. Is it Gregorio Heiss for Congress? Thank you very much, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Says thanks for the great reports and having the receipts on your podcast with Truth, man. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. And where are you running for Congress at? Shout out to Allie Summers with the $20 super chat. Says I live in Chicagoland. My cousin had 2 of their cars stolen off their driveway. Both cars found on the south side full of bullets. So anyone saying crime is down doesn't live here. Sheesh. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Both cars stolen out the driveway and they found them full of bullets. I wonder if the insurance companies, I guess they just total that out, right? How do you say that? Is that rat that effing girl? Chicago says they closed that long-awaited Walmart over there on 83rd. Did they ever reopen it? That store was getting straight robbed. I'm not sure. It's crazy though, man. It is crazy. You can't live. I mean, it's just, you can't own and operate businesses in places like this. Now, someone, you know, reached out to me. I'm not going to call him out. I'm not going to call him out on the show, but he's talking about, you know, the red states have all the crime. I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? The red states have all the crime? Let's see. Let's see. You look at Baltimore, Maryland, blue state. You look at Chicago, Illinois, blue state. You look at LA, Oakland, California, blue state. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how these, you know, they just project. Now, the thing is that all of these places, they're blue cities. Chicago hasn't had a Republican mayor. I think you'd have to go, it's like 100 years or something like that. Baltimore City hasn't had a Republican mayor since the 60s. I think Memphis, I don't think they've ever had one in their existence, or you probably have to go back into the 1800s if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. You look at New York City, but blue state, you're absolutely right there. So when you think about the cities, that have the cities that are some of the worst places, they're also in blue states. But people try to throw in there and say, hey, Florida, Texas. And it's just like, man, go on somewhere, man. Y'all reaching. Y'all reaching. All right, Gregorio Heiss for Congress with the $2 super chat says District 30 in Texas is Jasmine Crockett's district. Okay. Are you running against Sheldon Daniels, or is Sheldon Daniels running for a different district now that they've changed things up? I had Sheldon on the channel not too long ago. It's a good dude. Yeah, Matt said Bed Bath & Beyond is coming back, but refuses to open in California. Yeah. Well, California's crazy, man. California's crazy. I'm not sure how many states have a underage marriage law, but a lot of states have, where age of consent, I think even here in Maryland, blue states, I think it's 15 or something like that. So there's a lot of states, and places like California, they want to lower it to 13, which is crazy. But we're going to move on. I want to get into this next story here. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. And thanks everybody for supporting the channel via super chats and super thanks. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. And shout out to my Blues, man, for keeping things peaceful in the chat. Let's make sure that we be respectful to each other in the chat. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much. A Dunn said, shout out to the host being in my state, Maryland. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. We're getting more and more Marylanders, man. More and more Marylanders pulling up, man. We're another state that lacks representation. Now, I don't know if you guys heard this before I get into this story. Governor Moore said, we're going to look at the redistricting. You know what I'm saying? Just gaslighting because, bro, y'all already redistricted enough here. There's only one Republican representative in the state. There's only one. There's one. We have 8 representatives in the state of Maryland, 1 Republican. Although the state itself is like 36, almost 40% Republican. That was the range, the numbers that I was able to uncover. So you got 36 to 40% of 36 to 40% of Marylanders would be considered Republicans, but we only got one representative. It's ridiculous. And this dude's talking about redistricting. What, you're going to redistrict to wipe out? You say so there's no Republican representation, even though your state, you know what I'm saying? 3.5 to 4 out of 10 people in this state actually support the Republican Party and would consider themselves conservatives. Shout out to Gregorio Heiss for Congress, says with the $2 super chat, says, oh, he's running against Sheldon in the primary. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Hey, reason my mood, I want no parts of politics. I don't. Politics is a dirty game and dirty business. I want no parts of it. I want 0 parts of it. I like being from the outside, just talking trash. I don't want any parts of being in that foolishness. And here in Maryland, forget about it. I mean, it's basically a liberal stronghold, in every facet, of the government. Yeah, it's crazy. Rat that girl. She says, all the businesses and jobs are just gone. These kids have nothing but crime. No YMCAs, no YWCAs, no Boys and Girls Club, but they are all out in the burbs. Yeah, same thing in Baltimore City. Same exact thing in Baltimore City. Those kids don't have anything, man. They don't have anything. It's really sad, man. And as much money as they break in, they spend so much money on school, so much money on schools. And the kids can't read, can't do math on grade level. It is wild. Makes absolutely no sense, man. No one wants to talk about it, though. No one wants to talk about it, but I'm going to move on. Let's move on. So I want to talk about I want to move to the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I want to move there. I want to not move there literally, but I want to talk about what's going on in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. There is a debate that is erupting that's got a lot of parents. It's got students going after the current school board for allowing a transgender freshman into their school's volleyball team. All right. This is where we're going right now. This is where we are in 2025. We already saw a dude dominate. What was that out in Minnesota? Dominate in girls softball. Now we got an individual that wants to play volleyball. Let's get into it.
Of a transgender student on a high school girls volleyball team.
As Jenna Barnes reports now, tensions boiling over during last night's meeting, prompting the police to get involved.
Well, this was a previously scheduled workshop for school board members, but it took a turn when members of the public showed up to voice their strong opinions about a transgender student athlete. At one point, the board president had to remind the adults in the room to be nice.
If he wants to pretend to be a girl, that is his choice. However, it is not society's responsibility to pretend he is one.
You are infringing upon the rights of those girls to their privacy and protected spaces.
Parents in Township High School District 211, the largest in the state, speaking out against and in support of a freshman transgender girl they say just made the Conant High School girls volleyball team in Hoffman Estates.
Oh, man. Shout out to Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels with the $5 super chat. Says, just showing my love to you and the ARP family. Wise, before I go to my TikTok show. Okay, appreciate you. Great show as usual. I'll keep listening again while doing myself. Thank you very much, Crystal. Appreciate you. Hey, this here is a hot daggone mess, man. This is a hot mess, man. This is a hot mess. This shouldn't be the case. Parents shouldn't even have to go to the school to fight for something foolish like this, right? But the parents, doing what they are supposed to do, showed up in full force, and rightfully so, to voice their concerns. At one point, tensions, they got so high that the school board president had to call the police to escort a woman up out the room after she disrupted the room and disrupted the meeting. There's a lot of craziness going on, man. A lot of craziness going on in these daggone public schools. That's why I say, man, you got to get your kids out these schools, man.
To think that they took a risk and tried out for the volleyball team, only to have this unwanted attention from people who know nothing about them, is devastating.
And I am so very tired of hearing so much bigotry in my own community against those children.
Wednesday night's meeting got so heated, police got involved.
Excuse me, I'm speaking. Just a moment, please. Police officer, will you please remove the woman in green in the second row here in the middle section?
She's threatening me. She's threatening me. The school board president recessed the meeting and reminded the crowd to be nice when it got back underway.
With this executive order, the war on women's sports is over.
The controversy comes after President Donald Trump signed an executive order earlier this year banning transgender women from competing in female sports. Though the issue may loom large in politics, it impacts relatively few Illinois high school teams. The Illinois High School Association told WGN Investigates back in February that of the 320,000 student athletes competing in all IHSA sports at all levels last year, only 3 people born male asked for and received waivers to compete in girls' sports.
That's 3 too many. 3 too many. So because it was only 3, that makes it okay, huh? How's that even fair? I mean, think about it. The student is 6'4". 6'4". Where's the competition at that? 6'4". The Illinois High School Association admits that 3 biological males received waivers to play in girls' sport last year out of the 320,000 athletes. So we're talking about less than 0.1%, right? Less than 0.1%. But here's the point, man. I got to say it again. 3 is entirely too many when fairness is on the line. The parents are outraged, and they should be. Why did they stop following the science? Out of fear of a lawsuit from a 6'4" boy and his family? There's a lot of people that ask that. And to be honest with you, they're not alone. Others are preparing legal action. arguing that when a transgender athlete towers over the competition, it's not just about who wins, it's about the integrity of the game. Now, and LS brought this up, there was a young lady that will never be able to play volleyball like that again because a ball got spiked so daggone hard that it caused concussions and she had some brain issues that she's still dealing with to this day. That shouldn't be the case, man. You got students speaking out. You got some of them criticizing the girls for defending their space. Meanwhile, the volleyball players that are actually on the team, they're telling a different story.
Shame on those who would prefer targeting one kid than having a decent discussion.
A District 211 spokesperson directed us to its policy, which states no student shall, based on sex, sexual orientation, or gender identity, be denied equal access to educational and extracurricular programs and activities. Students shall be treated and supported in a manner consistent with their gender identity, which shall include students having access to restrooms and locker rooms that correspond to their gender identity.
Why have you stopped following the science? Is it fear of a lawsuit from a 6'4" boy and his family? I would hope that the girls on the Conant volleyball team are preparing for legal action.
Public comment was limited to just an hour last night, but the board has welcomed the public back to voice their opinions again at its next meeting, September 18th. In Palatine, Jenna Barnes, W.
We shouldn't even be having these conversations, man. This shouldn't even be a discussion. When a transgender athlete physical advantages overshadows others, that's not equity. Parents at the meeting, they had 1 hour to voice concerns, and they made it clear this isn't about politics. It's about privacy and safety. The school board was elected to represent the community, not push personal agendas. Free speech doesn't let you just yell, fire in a theater, or, in the Second Amendment, it doesn't let you just point a gun at someone. Likewise, gender identity can't override girls' rights to private spaces and fair competition. If sex didn't matter in sports, bathrooms, or locker rooms, we wouldn't separate them at all. If districts truly cared, they'd use budget surplus to build separate facilities and leagues instead of trampling on girls' rights. I mean, these girls, they've spent years training, chasing wins, scholarships, and college dreams, only to be forced to compete against biological males with athletic advantages, hormones, and athletic advantages that hormones and surgeries just can't erase. I mean, it undermines the very Title IX protections women fought for decades. Parents, students, and former athletes are begging their districts to stop sacrificing girls for politics, for this woke ideology. This is about women's rights, privacy, and protecting young girls from losing their sports, scholarships, and dignity. And sadly, I mean, this is something that is happening nationwide. Like out in California where, Jurupa Valley High School, they have a transgender player that is dominating the girls volleyball. And you got teams that are just forfeiting rather than compete against this individual. Crazy.
California high school girls' volleyball match became the latest flashpoint in a national debate, as Riverside Poly High School forfeited their game against Jurupa Valley High School Friday night. The reason? Jurupa Valley's roster includes A.B. Hernandez, a transgender athlete assigned male at birth, competing on the girls' team. This bold forfeit sent waves through the community and beyond. Riverside Poly's players chose to forfeit, citing concerns over fairness and safety, echoing fears shared by parents and advocates aiming to protect biological girls' sports. It's not about hatred, said a parent. It's about ensuring girls compete against girls. Quote, On the other side, Hernandez's family stands firm, advocating inclusion under California law. Hernandez's mother emphasized respect, equality, and compassion, reminding all that laws protect the rights of every student and that embracing diversity matters. This controversy is not new. Last year, Hernandez's athletic success sparked protests and brought national attention, even drawing remarks from political figures. Meanwhile, debate rages on with legal battles and divided public opinion. Over 70% of California parents favoring restrictions on trans athletes in girls' sports. As this cultural clash unfolds,
Like I said, same thing going on over in California. And you got parents out there speaking out as well, but they don't care out there. They don't care. And according to this statement, this is from Fox News. I want you guys to see this here. Let me pull this up. I want you guys to see this. California officials, they say that they are compelled to follow the law, citing Education Code 221.5F, which protects gender identity. But here's the irony, man. President Trump signed an executive order in February of 2025 banning biological males from female sports, and the DOJ is now suing California for defying it. Yet, Attorney General Rob Bonta and Superintendent Tony Thurmond are doubling down, calling it inclusion. Inclusion for whom, you might add? I mean, it's not for the girls losing their spots, their privacy, or their safety. And then you got A.B. Hernandez's mother defending her child, as petite, saying that it's about skill, not size. But Hernandez's state titles in long jump and triple jump tell a different story. Protests erupted back then when it happened. Trump warned California, and now volleyball teams are forfeiting matches rather than compete. Parents are furious, and with good reason, man. Studies show male-born athletes keep biological advantages even after transitioning, especially in sports like volleyball, where height and strength matter a lot. This isn't just about sports, though. It's a cultural battle. California's defiance of federal law under Trump has become a symbol of the larger war on women's rights. And the media stays silent, but parents are speaking up, students are resisting, and lawsuits are on the horizon. In Illinois, they're demanding separate facilities. In California, teams are just forfeiting games. Different states, same message. Bring back sanity, where biology, not ideology, drives a policy. I mean, this is crazy. This shouldn't be a thing. I don't have daughters. I do have a niece, and she played some soccer and things of that nature. She's still really, really young. But this shouldn't be a thing, man. This shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be. But it is. I mean, there was a dude out in Minnesota, played girls softball. And I mean, this dude was putting on a clinic. I think he pitched like 19 or 20 straight innings. Nobody could hit him. No hitters they won the state championship, of course, because they had a pitcher that no one could hit. It's wild. And yet you got people defending this foolishness, man. Doesn't make sense, man. It really doesn't. But again, I got to keep saying it, man. You got to get your kids out these public schools, man. You got to get your kids out these public schools, especially if you're in a blue state. Especially if you're in a blue state. You got to get your kids out these daggone public schools, man. They said this a while back that they were coming for the kids. North Memphis, you're absolutely right. They said it a while back that they're coming for the kids. And they are coming for the kids. You got to get you got to get your kids out these schools, man. If you can find a good Christian private school, if you can do that, because, and I say good, because all of them aren't good, but if you can find a good one, and if not, man, hey, you got to find a way to homeschool your kids, man. Got to find a way to homeschool your kids, man. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. All right. Last but not least, I want to turn our attention over to New York City. We got to go talk about what's going on out in New York. Now, you guys know they got radical socialist Zoran Mandani. He just recently went viral for all the wrong reasons after embarrassing himself, at the so-called Men's Day event out in Brooklyn. We got to talk about New York City, man. We got to talk about this. So they had a Men's Day event out in Brooklyn, out there in New York. And This dude went out there and embarrassed himself, man. Check this out.
This is how you move up in the polls. This is how you move up in the polls. Yeah. This is how you move up in the polls. Yeah.
Now, can any of you guys tell? Is that a 45 on the side, or is that a 25 on the side? I can't really tell from this angle here. But somebody answer that for me, man. Could y'all see it? It looks like it might be a 35 or a 25. It looks like it. It looks like it. But if it's a 35, if it's a 45 on the side, that's 135 pounds. But it looks like that's a 25. So that we're talking 95 because the bar weighs 45 pounds. That doesn't look like a 45-pound plate. So we're gonna say that's a 25. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's a 25. So this is 95 pounds. This man's 33 years old.
Yeah. Let's go.
Who needs a spot for 95 pounds, man? Who needs a spot for 95 pounds, man?
Yeah! Let me get one more. Let me get three. Let me get three. Yeah!
Oh my gosh, dude. Not only did he have a spot, he was basically lifting the weight for him. Oh my goodness, man. Now, y'all see the difference right there. This plate is a 45-pound plate right here. This plate is a 45-pound plate. That's 45 pounds right there. Now, look at this. Hold up. That right there, that's a 25-pound plate. That's a 25-pound plate right there.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Let me get one more. Let me get three. Yeah!
Why he do that to himself, yo? Why he do that to himself, man? Zephyr said, now show a woman. Oh my goodness. Oh, yo, that's wild. 33-year-old man. Now, the dude on the right, that was RFK Jr. Yeah, that was the dude on the right, that was RFK Jr. 70-year-old man. 73-year-old man compared to a 33-year-old Mondani who looks like he's never seen a weight bench before in his life. You know, I've never seen a better ad for Make America Healthy Again. A lot of folks said that was 135, man. That wasn't 135 pounds, man. That was 95 pounds that dude couldn't press. A lot of people, they put it out there like, oh man, he couldn't press 135. Nah, that was 95 pounds. Those were 25s on that daggone, on that bar. And hey, he could only do two with a super spot. I mean, honestly, some people say, hey, painful to watch. Hilarious. This dude got up under the bar, hypes himself up like he's about to break a record or something. And oh my goodness, man. Oh, dude struggled for dear life with the spotter holding the bar with both hands. That's not a lift, man. That's just assisted stretching or something along those lines. I don't know what you call that. But again, Mondani is 33 years old, man. 33. Not 70, not 80, not even 60. I see old guys in the gym lifting more than that. You know what I'm saying? My guy Wes, in the gym, he throwing up, and he's in his 70s. He's still throwing up, 175, 185. Come on, man. That dude needed help to grind out 2 shaky reps at 95 pounds. I mean, I'm embarrassed for him. But it also proves a point, man. There's this stigma going around that liberal men, especially socialist types, that they're physically weak. And honestly, videos like this, it doesn't help their case, man. When you compare them, to MAGA men, conservatives out there, the difference is obvious. You see the strength, the confidence, the self-reliance on one side, and on the other side, you get guys that get winded, just carrying some groceries. There was a video of a dude on X talking about he needs to get prepared for a civil war. Bro looked like he couldn't run 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? He was sweating profusely and breathing hard, just walking while he was saying, y'all need to get prepared for a civil war. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, man, this reminds me, though. This reminds me, this entire thing reminds me, this. I want to show this to you guys real quick, man. I want to show this to you guys real quick. Give me a second here. I want to make sure that I'm on point. This is ridiculous, man. I don't know if you guys remember this right here.
Do you think that there is a direct correlation between someone's testosterone and their politics? I would love to have a study done on this. On young men, the lower their testosterone, the more likely they are to be Democratic. Democrats are not going to be able to win over high testosterone men because they're too self-directed. So differently, the lower your testosterone is, the more likely you are going to be subservient and compliant. Our republic needs alpha men.
So, in Charlie Kirk's world, high T means manliness, rebellion, and maybe a MAGA hat. Low T, and you're apparently lining up for your 9th booster and asking the government to tuck you in.
Yeah. Low T. But, I mean, Charlie may be onto something there, man. And, Abby Phillips, she can roll her eyes all she wants. But, I mean, even Democrats are starting to realize it, man. That's why they've been, running these little, cringe attempts to look strong and masculine. I mean, just look at Representative Eric Swalwell posting, I should be at work gym videos, winded halfway through a set of light bench presses. I mean, these people are crazy, man. These people are crazy. Look at this guy.
I should be working right now. I should be at the Capitol. I should be in a suit. Instead, Republicans sent us home because they would rather stand up for Donald Trump than release the Epstein files and stand up for victims. We could be at Washington, D.C., lowering your healthcare costs, lowering your grocery costs, and restoring your rights. I should be working right now. Instead, I'm pumping iron at the gym.
Now, that's 135 pounds. At least he could get it up. But super cringe. Someone go check on Eric Swalwell, man. Seriously. If he wants to be taken seriously, maybe try honesty instead of desperate gym clips. I mean, no wonder he got played by the Chinese spy. I mean, she saw a lonely, awkward guy in real demand. Easy work. And it's not just Swalwell. Mondani's out here trying to act tough. Newsom's cosplaying. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cosplay Trump. I mean, it's all performative. It looks fake. And here's the difference. Trump and many on the right, they don't need to perform masculinity. They just live in it. Democrats, on the other hand, we saw those clips of the super zesty dudes over at MS No One's Watching. We saw those dudes. I wish I could pull those pictures just to show their faces again. I might actually do that. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to mess with them like that. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Democrats, on the other hand, they're scrambling to win back young men, but Their cringe-worthy videos only highlight why they're failing. Authentic strength inspires respect. Performative weakness just doesn't. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's not surprising, man. Low energy, low confidence, low testosterone. Hey, it all fits. They're drawn to socialism not because it makes them stronger, but because it excuses weakness. And until Democrats figure that out, all we'll see is more embarrassing videos of politicians struggling under a barbell while MAGA men put in the real daggone work. LJ said resting smooch faces. You know what's crazy about that too? K-Part, I don't know the other dude, the other dude that got the fro. I don't know that dude's name. But they'll talk all this white supremacy stuff, right? They'll talk all of that. Oh man, white supremacy. It's the white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes are sleeping with these dudes, man. They're sleeping with them. Look at this, man. This guy right here, this guy, is he's married to a white dude. But they talk all this white supremacy stuff, right? Oh my gosh, yo. Hold up. Oh my goodness, man. Look at this. Look at this. And they'll talk all this racism and the white supremacy and the white man. And these dudes are with white guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the craziest thing ever, man. This is wild, man. This is wild. But these are the people that, you know what I'm saying, they want black men to follow. These are the types of people that they want men to follow in general in this country. It's no bueno. No bueno. I just want to throw that up there. I'm sorry, guys. I probably shouldn't have did that. But that's crazy. That is wild, man. Super wild. Shout out to Crystal from Crystal Beyond Label with the $5 super chat. Says Soy Boy Zoran versus a real man MAGA Bobby Kennedy Jr. MAGA wins again. Absolutely. Shout out to is it Ra, that effing girl, Chicago? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I said rat the first time. Hopefully it's Ra. I think I got it this time. With the $10 super chat, kid, please somebody explain to me what a civil war going to look like for real. I keep hearing that. Make it make sense to me. To be honest with you, yeah, I think a lot of people are just being hyperbolic, when they say stuff like that, right? I think that's what it is. That's just what it is. I don't know what it would look like. Oh, it's RA. Got you. I got you. I didn't see a dot in there, but I got you. Yeah, this is crazy, man. I don't know what that's going to look like. It's a no contest. If you're looking at it, from a conservative liberal, it's a no contest. Those people don't believe in, the Second Amendment. I have a friend. I can't even say he's a friend anymore because he kind of stopped talking to me. But, his wife wouldn't allow him to own a firearm. Wouldn't allow. I'm like, what? They're like, what do you mean? She's like, oh man, wife don't like them and wouldn't allow. I was like, allow? Really? We doing that? You're a 60-year-old dude. Your wife is still, you got to ask permission? Like, what are we doing? Rock Transformer said the bishop called him, what did he say, chestless man? Bishop wouldn't? Chestless men. Oh my goodness. Oh, Dion, you are. Yo. Dude on the right looking like, with the afro, looking like Daryl Jenkins from Soul Glow. That's hilarious. Accurate, though. Oh, man. Yeah, RA, I agree with you. Yeah. Oh man, y'all are a trip. Dion, I needed that. Thank you for the laugh. I appreciate that. Please. I don't understand that. The dude's is like, oh yeah, hey. Yeah, I don't know if I really can hang out with guys like that, they got to ask the wife for permission for anything. That's just kind of a no-go for me. Let me check back with wifey. I'll let you know what she says. Huh? Not the kind of people I really want to be hanging around. Yeah. Oh, LJ, y'all a trip, man. It says staying in the MS Now green room couch. Y'all are a mess, man. Y'all are a mess. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, and I wish I would ask. Are you kidding me? Come on now. It's crazy. Y'all a trip, man. Y'all are a trip and a half. We're going to get up out of here, man. But appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Thank you guys very much. Shout out to my Blues. Appreciate you guys keeping things peaceful in the chat. Nanny, Brett Montgomery, Zephyr. I don't know if I saw B in there this morning, but appreciate you guys. What up, TA? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man. Hope all is well out there in Massachusetts. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to all my ARP family members, man. Appreciate you guys rocking with me, man, supporting the channel. And thank you to everyone that supported the channel financially this morning. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for the super chat, super stickers. Appreciate you guys, man. I know that song gonna be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Hey, Coming to America is a classic. The second one, the remake, not good. I watched it one time. I was really excited, and it wasn't good. But the first one, Coming to America, I've watched that movie I don't know how many times. Hilarious. It's a classic. Bona fide classic. I watched the new one, and it's trash. I watched it one time, and I was like, I can't watch this again. I can't do it. I can't watch it again. But yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Hey, y'all stay safe, man. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the day this Monday. Let's make this week a great week. We'll be back at this thing tomorrow, Lord willing, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pull up. All of the folks that are watching, if you have not said anything in the chat, but if it is your first time pulling up, man, please let us know so we can properly welcome you in the chat, show you some love. Appreciate you guys, man. And, B is in here. Okay, I see you, B. All right. Yeah. Hey, Angela says she didn't get past the first 5 minutes. I watched, wifey and we watched the entire movie, but I only watched it one time. That was it. I was like, I can't watch it again. It wasn't funny enough to watch it again. I'll go back and watch Coming to America. I still watch that movie from time to time. It's phenomenal. The second Coming to America, you're absolutely right, Genevieve, super woke. Yeah, it was whack. It was whack. Let's just keep it a buck. It was whack. But you guys be safe out there, man. Be safe. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, Lord willing, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you take care, man. God bless you guys, man. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the